All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory
to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Ba'akadash.
All right, double honors to our apostles, the elders of the MILLSTONE, who will tell us his truth through the Spirit. To you all, and also sing salutations to the Zirconium, Ra, Akim, Cosmos of the earth that's teaching us truth, and sincerity, faith, and honesty. And Shalom to Confusion Face. Shalom to our third stack of God, Cosmos of the earth. Shalom to the sincere blocking that's listening. All right, and learning, meekness, and sincerity, faith, and honesty. All right, I'm not finished up my opponent, so I'm going to mark out.
Nothing. AHBAD.
We from GMS, St. Petersburg, Florida. Camp out here in St. Pete. All right, and basically through the Spirit, as you can see, the title is just a, 2019 January 9th, live show. Pretty much, we got some articles, kind of precepts. All right, basically going in on the times we're living in. Basically judging things at hand for America, which is bad enough to great according to the scriptures. It's like the brother said earlier, it's just not looking too good for anybody claiming to be American, man. Or anybody that's claiming to be a part of the system. Hey, man, it's not looking too good for you. All right. Matter of fact, before you bring that up, Baba Kashab, here Proverbs 16. Hold on, we didn't go into that, but Baba Kashab, we got at this point real quick. Proverbs 16 to 6, Baba Kashab. All right. Because the Heavenly Father, all right, is Most High YAHAWASHI. All right, he control everything. All right, scriptures tell you the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. All right, so so-called enemies so even is set up to do one job, right? And that's to destroy the earth and everything that's in it, man. All right, and everything will be at rest. And he's out of power, man. All right, yeah.
6.
Yeah, Proverbs 16, 6. Yeah.
This is Proverbs 16 and 6. By mercy and truth, iniquity is purged, and by the fear of the Lord Yahawah, men depart from evil. When a man's ways please the Lord Yahawah, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
Yeah, 16 and 6? Yeah. Oh, right here, so 4 minutes left.
This is Proverbs 16 and 4. The Lord Yahawah hath made all things for himself.
Yeah, including the thermonuclear missiles, man. All right, including the so-called chief, the generals, including the mass scientists, man. All right, that's creating the thermonuclear missiles. All right, even us, trickling all the way down to the bum on the streets. All right, the Most High have made all things for himself, man. All right, it's just say a man's goings are the Lord, man. Okay, going up.
Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil, man. All right, if you people out there that know what the wicked is, just open up your Bible and read Malachi the 1st chapter sometime, man. All right, and then that will tie into why everything is the way it is today. Because the Lord said in Job 9:24, he gave the earth over to the hands of the wicked, man. All right, the only person that can take this man out is YAHAWASHI. That's why he said, avenge not yourself, man. All right, the Lord is setting this up perfect. And everything is being perfected, man. All right, here it is. These other nations, a multitude of nations have thermonuclear missiles now, man. Right? And guess what? A lot of them are nations that you would not even expect to have thermonuclear missiles, man. Right here, you got India, right up there in the category when it comes down to thermonuclear missiles. All right. And these are things that a lot of you people really you don't really dive in because, like y'all said before, man. Just because it's not affecting the Jake on the block, you people think it's not. It don't exist just because it ain't gonna affect you yet. Well, look, when it affect you, that's when that's the latest it's gonna get because it's already happening. But for it just to happen to you and you just realizing it, you should have been humbled up, man. Okay, all right. Should be a little bit more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord.
Everybody that is proud in heart, the scripture say proud was not made for a man. All right. The only one that's supposed to be proud is YAHAWASHI, man. That's the only one that's supposed to be proud. The scripture tell you in Isaiah 57, man. Thus saith the Lord, the high and lofty one, man. Okay? Another word for proud is lofty, man. Okay? Right now, the Most High is the only one that's supposed to be exalted, all right, above all things, man. Okay? He's going to get that reverence, all right, in the time of your calamities, in the time of judgment, man. All right? Is it?
No. Though hand joining hand, he shall not be unpunished.
Yeah, though hand joining hand, he shall not be unpunished, right? Because the Most High reserved the wicked for the day of evil, man. All right? So that's all I'm going to know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the article here. It says, our missile defense systems are no match for hypersonic weapons. And when they say ours, it's talking about the U.S., right? United States of America, aka Babylon. Right? This is an article by Brett, Mad, Jen, Howard, Dallas, Thompson. All right, this is published today, which is January the 9th, 2019, 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time. It says, a Michelle Institute of Aerospace Studies paper makes a complete and compelling case for why the United States should aggressively pursue hypersonic weapons. Systems that travel faster than 5 to 6 times the speed of sound. Hypersonics, the authors conclude, would afford the U.S. with unprecedented rapid reach, global target access, a fourth dimension effect by effectively shrinking a foe's decision-making window and complete rendering of existing air defense to be obsolete. What may not be obvious to the U.S.
That was beautiful. It said making air defense systems to be obsolete. So the missiles, so there's no reason for you to have a missile defense system if you can't stop a missile that's 4 to 5 times faster than the speed of light. Faster than the speed of sound. That's beautiful, man. About Kasha, can you read that again? That's so beautiful.
It says hypersonics, the authors conclude, that will afford the U.S. with unprecedented rapid reach, global target access, a fourth dimension effect by effectively shrinking a foe's decision-making window, and a complete rendering of existing air defense to be obsolete.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. All right, so hey, and that's why Russia. I did a video a couple, I say like 2 months ago, a couple months ago, on Russia giving S-300s and S-400s to India, man, and Syria. Why? Because S-500s are in the making, man. All right, Russia is making S-500s, man. So what? This is the technology. All right, this is the perfection of YAHAWASHI. All right, His will on the left-hand side, man. Okay.
And I want to say the word obsolete means no longer produced or used, out of date. And another definition is outmoded, old-fashioned. All right. The verb cause a product or ideal to be or become obsolete by replacing it with something new. You know, because it's harder for you to make a defense for something that's an offensive. You know, because you be like, okay, what can I do to stop this next time? Or what can we do to prevent this? Or like, defense calls for prevention. But if somebody's constantly advancing in their offense like they doing these thermonuclear warheads, man, that's no way for you to stop it. Because Esau, now what not Esau, I'm going to say this. The United States has always had it in their mind to always be on the offense. So now that somebody else has a greater offense than them, they never thought about their defense, so it becomes obsolete now. But they never thought about somebody hitting them because their pride deceived them.
Yeah. That's what I said the week said we are strong.
Exactly.
And then obsolete, like you said, outdated. And then when they describe the U.S. missile defense system, that's clearly what it is. It's outdated. All right. They said it's still using like floppy disks, like old Windows software to conduct it or to operate it.
Using a compact computer.
You know?
You gotta know what that is.
So it's outdated, man. You know, that's obsolete.
Hey, but here it is. America's a superpower, man. Right? You can't tell Esau even, all right, nothing about himself over there, man. Right, but here it is. We're reading articles on the outdate or the obsoleteness, all right, of his missile defense system, man. Okay? And how it is no match for a hypersonic missile. You see, hey, like hey, it's so beautiful. You know, we did a live session a couple of weeks ago, right? The brother say, damn, we thought the Satan 2 was something. But here it is, you got a hypersonic missile. And we're going to be like, damn, I thought the hypersonic missile was something. Because it's not, the matter of fact, let's get that. Isaiah 54:16. Real quick. Because it's not the scientist, and it's not the missile, all right, that has the great power and the great understanding, all right? It's YAHAWASHI, man, all right? The form of all things, man, okay? The creator, all right, of heaven and earth, man, all right? The end is manifested, man, you see? So everything is holding by the hands of YAHAWASHI, right? Okay, from the beginning and the end. And why? Because he spoke it, right? And it came to pass, right?
Yeah, which is Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
Yeah, kind of. When you go into this chapter, it also talks about Israel's things we went through, all right, and the shit we suffering right now to this day. But the Most High was like, look, wait ye upon me. All right, look what I got, man. All right, he said, look, behold, look, I got all this resolved. All right, hey, look, because you can't avenge yourself. All right, you can't avenge yourself, man. Brother. You know, so the Lord said, look, he went through a series of the things that we was going through, what we going through, all right, and how the nations hate us all the way to this day. So go ahead and read that again. I just wanted to bring that out for brothers, you know,
yeah, this is the topic. Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
So what is that? That's talking about the scientist, man, right? The one who's creating the instrument, all right, that we're talking about, man. All right, that America has no missile defense system, all right, to match this hypersonic missile, go ahead.
And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
Oh, man, it said an instrument for his work. Hey, the Lord said he will work a work in your days, and you will not believe. Right, so this is that great work, the words that you despise, all right, on a daily basis, coming to pass when you sleep and when you live. All right, well, when you awake, these words is always here, man. You always abide. Hey, like the brother AHBAD always say, this is a living organism, man. All right, so when you give up the ghost, all right, hey, guess what? These words still living, man. Okay, go ahead, up.
And I have created the waster to destroy.
Yeah, kind of. The Lord said he created the waster to destroy. You go into Jeremiah the 51st chapter. That's in water. Jeremiah 51st chapter, they tell you a destroying wind. Okay? So this waster, all right, is going to destroy you. All right, how? It's not talking about a physical way. Yeah, come on, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to bring this out. It's a quote that brothers familiar with, but I just want to bring it. It's from your boy Oppenheimer. I forgot his first name. Forgive me for not knowing his first name. But this is from an article that said, as he witnessed the first detonation of a nuclear weapon on July 16, 1945, a piece of the Hindu scripture ran through the mind of Robert Oppenheimer. Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. It is perhaps the most well-known line from the Bhagavad Gita, which also the most misunderstood. And now when it says death, it has death with a capital D on it. And that reminds me of one of those horses. I forgot which
That's
horse
the
in
spirit.
Revelation.
I'm looking for it, bro.
And it said, and with him he brought death.
That's right.
Pale.
The pale horse?
Yeah, the pale horse.
You did a video on that, didn't you? Yep. And that's beautiful because like the brother said, the Most High said, Yahawah, he said, I have created the waster to destroy. Alright? And then you even right here, he said the first thing that came to his mind was, I have become the destroyer, of worlds. And when people think about world, they actually think about earth itself. But world goes back to like different societies, alright? So I'm gonna bring out a precept real quick. This is Job 32 and 37. I said, days should speak and multitude of years should teach wisdom. But there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. So like you said, he created the waste, the smith that created the waste to destroy. The Heavenly Father put the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding on the minds of these scientists to create that. Which goes back to them digging a pit so that they can fall into or creating the snare that they're gonna get trapped in. You couldn't bring it up.
And going back to Isaiah 54 and 16, if you read prior to that, you know, it was talking about all the stuff the Lord went through. Pretty much how he's going, he's going to pretty much bring salvation to us. He's going to bring joy into us, man.
With that weapon.
You know, with that weapon. So
That's right.
I got this is Zephaniah 3 verse 6. I have cut off the nations. Their towers are desolate. I made their streets waste, that none passeth by. Their cities are destroyed, so that there is no man, that there is none inhabitant. I said, surely thou wilt fear me, thou wilt receive instruction, so their dwelling should not be cut off. Howsoever I punished them, but they rose early and corrupted all their doings. Therefore, going back to Isaiah 54 and 16, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. And how he's gonna rise up against the prey with those the weapons of his indignation.
That's right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It says, "For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation."
Yo, Kassan, real quick, the add on what you just said. That's the determination of the Lord. You know how Jake get determined to do something? Man, fuck, I gotta smash this thing. Man, I gotta get this job. Man, I gotta. The Lord is determined to gather the nations. Yeah, that's his desire. And who is that for? Did not King David say, "My Lord said unto my Lord, sit down on my right hand, all right, till I make thy enemies thy footstool"? Hey, did not the scripture tell you in the book of Psalms, all right, "Ask of me, and I shall give you the heathen"? All right, we're talking about YAHAWASHI getting everything here on the planet Earth. He already got it in the spiritual world, man. He's already second in command. But see, you people don't understand it because this is the last straw. Like the brother always say, the straw to break the camel's back. Yeah, come on. Hey, this is that last straw. Right? All these thermonuclear missiles being made. This is the determination of the Lord gathering these nations out here in the Middle East, man. All right? And chiefly Russia, man, which is the land of Gog and Magog. When you read Ezekiel the 38th chapter, man, which is that great bear, right? Which is going to be a guardian to the smaller nations, man. All right?
Hey, he's land backing off he says his determination is to gather the nations, like he's determined to do so.
Yeah, that's right.
It's in his heart.
That's right.
Revelation chapter 17, verse
17?
Yeah, 17, verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Alright, and that's talking about NATO, the EU.
Yeah.
Alright, they shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Burn her with fire. What is that fire? What is that talking about, man? See, that spirit, yeah, that instrument created for destruction. The Lord said he shall sweep it with the besom of destruction, man. All right? So what is that talking about? That's talking about the thermonuclear missiles. And the brother just brought out a beautiful precept, all right, on the instrument in the Smith. All right, the brother went into the word obsolete, all right, which means out of date. So your weapons, all right, your missile defense system is out of date. It's not comparable. Because, hey, that's so beautiful. That's so spiritual. All right? Here it is. America is the bully of the earth. All right? But now your missile defense system is out of date. Okay? Here it is. You can't stop this hypersonic missile because the time is now, man. All right? This is it. All right? And there's a reality check coming, man. All right? Okay? Why do you think they're trying to perfect this military, man, so much? All right? Why do you think they're trying to perfect this new world order, man? Okay, which is going to come to naught according to the book of Job 14 and 15, man. Okay, but it's out of date because this is the determination of the Lord, man. Okay, that's all I want to say to you.
Going back, it says, "And shall eat her flesh and burn with fire." Verse 17, determination.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
For the Most High hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will.
That's right, in their hearts, in their minds. The king's heart is in the hands of the Lord to fulfill his will, man. So the Lord is going to get the ultimate laugh, man. All right, hey, the scriptures don't call him the king of nations for no reason, man. All right, the ancient of days for no reason, man. All right, this is the will of the Lord being fulfilled, man. Okay, go ahead, Al.
For the Most High hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will. Going back to Zephaniah 3 and 8, his determination is to gather the nations and pour upon them his righteous indignation. Okay? It says, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, and to the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled.
That's right, and to the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. That's every word in the Bible. That's every word. Okay?
Back in Zephaniah 3 and 8, it says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, and to the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy."
Hey, and that's so beautiful, bro, right? Like in Revelation 17. Right? It said, they shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, at the fire of his jealousy. The Most High is a consuming fire. All right, so what's going to please the Most High? Hey, the lake of fire, which is America, which is Babylon the Great. So what's going to appease the Most High? All right, is this place being burned, man? You know? Go ahead, Al.
This is Psalms 11 and 5. Yahweh trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence is so hated. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and a horrible tempest, that hot wind. This shall be the portion of their cup.
Kind. It said snares. It said hot tempest. All right. This is the portion of their cup. What's that in Jeremiah? The Lord told Jeremiah to take this cup and give it to all the nations, man. All right. Hey, Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon have been a golden cup, man. You know. But what the key word in there was fire, man. Okay. Hey, the Lord. Hey, did not YAHAWASHI say a fire? If it would not be, a fire would already be kindled, man. All right. Hey, man. So, hey, and that's so beautiful. That going to show you how YAHAWASHI is going to come back clutch. YAHAWASHI going to come back when you least expect it, man. Because there's going to be so much shit happening. There's going to be so much shit going on. All right. That you're going to be like, damn, when the Lord coming back? All right. And blessed are those that kept their lips trimmed, man. You know, those 5 wise virgins, man. Okay, who really, all right, kept their hand on the plow and trusted in these words. That's what this is boiling down to, man. Okay, all right, because the scriptures tell you a lot of false prophets have went into the world. Hey, Jeremiah, all right, the scriptures tell you they prophesied yet they ran, and I have not sent them. Jeremiah 23:21. All right, Jeremiah 23:21, man. Okay, they prophesied and ran, but I have not sent them. But not to get off topic. All right, yeah, go back into this article.
This is back in the article. Our missile defense systems are no match for hypersonic weapons. Continue on, it says, what may not be obvious to U.S. policymakers is corollary hypersonic weapons can provide these very same advantages to our adversaries. So it listed the advantages that these weapons can, you know, pretty much perform, and what they're saying is that it says what may not be obvious to U.S. policymakers is that hypersonic weapons can provide these very same advantages to our adversaries. So while we listen to all these capabilities that these hypersonic weapons have, yo, these same advantages our enemy can do as well, and they already have them. We don't. You know, pretty much what they're saying. It says, in fact, given the state of hypersonic weapons development in Russia and China, they already do. You know? So here it is. They are, you know, amending, so to say, the capabilities of hypersonic weapons, and they don't even have them, but their enemies do. You know? You're bragging on the capability of these weapons, but your enemy has them and you don't. So what is there for you to talk about? You know?
It reminded me of something I heard on one of those old black, you know, hood movies or something like Paid in Full or something like that. Somebody pulled out a gun, and then the other dick pulled out his gun and said, "What you thought they started making guns when you got yours?" It's the same thing, man. Same thing with Esau. You can't start making missiles when you had yours. You already been in a race with Russia since the Cold War. That's why the scripture said, "Let Satan cast out Satan outside that kingdom."
Which is a typical flaw of an empire.
Yeah.
Because once you're at the top, you get complacent. Exactly. You get complacent, you get comfortable, and you stop working as hard as you did. You know?
Yeah, here it is. Other countries, they lifting weights and, you know, they in the gym and stuff. Yeah. America's out of shape. Just like the rest of the people, they all fat and they can't get up.
And they going off the premises of, what, 50 years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
You know?
That's right.
Oh, yeah, exactly, man. You know, hey, what we say, it's not about what you've done. It's about what you're doing. You got to continue to do, man.
The Lord say that.
Yeah. Hey, but that's why the Most High set the so-called white man up to deceive the whole world, man. Okay, and to make the few, the proud, the marine. Right? But all this proud talk, man. But at the end of the day, right, their weapons are out of date, and that's so beautiful because it's like the bully at the school. All right, here it is. You've been getting bullied since you was in 2nd grade. You know what I mean? He's still around this bitch, just bullying shit. Big out of weight, big fat ass Edomite, man. Okay, let's just be realistic. All right. Okay, bullying everybody in the school. Okay, they like, oh yeah, that's Bob. He always does this to everybody that comes. And then what? He's out of shape. Now you got younger people growing up. All right, and what? They in shape. They been working out. No, hey, look, man, we gonna do something to this nigga, man. All right, going around the school like, hey, man, hey, y'all tired of this shit? Yeah, hell yeah. Hey, man, let's run up on them then, man. What y'all scared for? All right, so now you got all these, all these kids, all right, Okay, surrounding him, man. You know what I mean?
America is pretty much that kid in school that hit puberty first. Like, you know, say if a kid is the tallest kid in school in 4th and 3rd grade, so they have, you know, he's bigger than everybody. Yeah, he hit the growth spurt first, you know. So America has all these arms and weapons. They had time to build up an army before everybody had the chance to, you know, because of all the money and slavery. Yeah, they had, and they have us jakes up here building their home stuff. But you know, here it is. Now we're in high school. You know, everybody's caught up. You know, everybody's grown. Everybody got muscles. They filled in their arms and stuff like that. In America, still they ain't grown. They still the same size. It's size in elementary school. You know,
thinking he gonna bully the whole world.
Exactly. He peaked out because I remember back in high school, there was one guy. He was fast in middle school.
Yeah.
But he
stayed in.
Yeah, like and then we got high school. He was slow. You know,
that's what you call pride. You know, you be like, man, I'm juicing all y'all, man. I get up in there, man. I'm gonna take over. I'm gonna take off. Same thing with Lonzo Ball. Just follow like, oh, he gonna be better than Jordan. He gonna be better than LeBron. Man, now you playing with the top tier. You gotta constantly train every day. Yep. I remember like with Deion Sanders when playing with Jerry Rice, if I'm not mistaken. I think they won a Super Bowl, right? And everybody went out partying again, wasted and twisted. The very next day, they heard some noise in the arena. Jerry Rice was in that bitch working out the day after. Still working out, man. Knowing that it's gonna be another time I have to go back to war. And in America, it's like that kid. It's like that kid that everybody over summertime and junk. He eating candies, drinking soda, staying up late night. But you got that one kid, man, that got that growth spurt because he been sleeping in. He been eating right, he been running. You like, dang, boy, you grew like 6 inches, bro. What's going on, man? Oh, you know, this and that. That's exactly what mother country's like now, man. There wasn't a complaint on.
You know, you can sell wolf tickets for so long.
You know, then next thing you know, they ain't buying it.
You still talking about the fight that you had 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah. Do you remember this?
Yeah, you remember how I knocked him out back 20 years ago?
Come on,
you know? And then when you actually get challenged
in the ring,
you lose because like the stuff that you was doing to get at that level, you stopped doing.
And a prime example of that is always somebody out there bigger and badder than you. You know? Right. And you can just look at the ancient kingdoms. What happened to Egypt? What happened to Babylon? Assyria? The Romans? The Greeks? The war, so to say, which is, you know, Jake. Everybody fell because you want to know why? YAHAWASHI ruleth in the kingdom of man. And then he's going to set up whoever he wants to rule. So no matter what Esau say a thing, your kingdom's going to go down. He's going to establish his kingdom with his seed, which is Israel.
That's right.
You can't get over that either.
And that's that rock in the vision that Daniel seen. You know, that rock that was overthrowing the whole statue, starting with the gold, you know, which was symbolizing the kingdoms that the brother was going into, the last bit of feet of clay, you know. And that rock that overthrew was YAHAWASHI, the kingdom of heaven, man. You know, that was that vision.
Half of the toes were hard and half of them soft.
And that's so beautiful because, oh man, through the spirit, what we was just saying, if Satan be divided against himself, how can he stand?
Right.
Brother said 5 toes weak, 5 strong. Hey man, so that's the kingdom that we are witnessing right now. All right, you got certain kingdoms. All right, that's hey man, Turkey being one of the examples of backing out of NATO, man. Turkey was a part of NATO, man. Which, for you that don't know, North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
That's why you got Brexit.
That's right.
I got a quick piece. The second address 69 for Esau. Going back to what God said. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So the transition of power.
You know, right now, the Lord said in the book of Psalms, real quick when you read that, Psalms 50. The Lord said, I will make. He said, you thought that I was with you altogether. He said, but look, I will make them up before thine eyes. All right, this is what's going on, man. The Lord is raising up the most feeble in Israel. All right, the most high, YAHAWASHI, put the spirit on men whom you thought you regarded, man. Okay?
The worm.
Yeah, hey, the worm.
Fear not, that one.
Jacob, kind of going to the scriptures to understand what's going on. Right, hey, be despised. But what the Most High put the spirit on us to endure that, man. You want to endure criticism, like everything that come with it, you know? That's all I want to see with the spirit.
Because how should I say outside be with you to the end of the world?
That's right, bro.
That's why we able to endure.
That comfort.
You said
Yeah, the article. Yeah. You talking about Turkey?
Yeah.
You said Turkey was a part of NATO.
Yeah.
This is an article that just came out today. In RT, it says Turkey calls for joint control with Russia and Iran over U.S. troop pullout from Syria. And you know, it's being kind of skeptical. Even me, I've been thinking like, man, why they pulled out? And then I was looking at a few key points that was saying in this article, but I want to bring out something real quick. It said, this is what I think this is what people said. It says, concerning the pullout of U.S. troops, I don't know what that is. The U.S. has been in Afghanistan for 17 years already, and almost every year they say they're putting their troops out, but they're still there. President Vladimir Putin said that at the time.
When was this article
Today.
Yeah, so it might be talking about Syria. So when they talking about pulling out of Syria, they give an example of Afghanistan.
Exactly.
So when it said pulling out, it's talking about Syria. Gotta be.
Yeah, but the point of the matter is that I was getting at is that as you can see, they're losing their power over there because they did not have a, like I say, the top three society, which I say the top three kingdoms, if you want to say that, or the top three countries that's running the world economically and militarily is United States of America, Russia, and China. Now when the United States infiltrated Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq, they didn't have anybody that they have a big dog to help them out. But as soon as they went into Syria, Assad called up Putin. Hey, I need you to do me a favor. Putin, don't worry about it. All of a sudden, the United States pulling their troops out now.
Drop the vodka.
Drop the vodka.
You know,
They took a shot of vodka first. And then all of a sudden, yeah. And then all of a sudden now, Russia's our new enemy. Russia's the new terrorist. All these people getting poisoned. These people dying. Russian citizens. It's all propaganda. Because now you have a powerhouse that's backing somebody else who was weaker. Now that I got somebody else who's supplying to help me out, the feeble or the weak have now become strong. That's why Turkey saying that they call for a joint control with Russia and Iran. And then I just saw an article where it says that I think it said China was trying to China was ended up bringing their military over to Taiwan or something to do some drills or something. So all the other small countries, man, they're starting to coincide with the other countries that's opposing to America. They're like, man, we tired of this shit, man. What offer you got on the table? All right, cool, we'll go with that. So they starting to hate the war, really. Even though these smaller countries are not a part of NATO, but Turkey was one of the countries that wasn't part of NATO. You know, so that's what get that out real quick.
Back in this article here, it states. It says Russia and Chinese research, test, and development of hypersonic weapons have far outpaced that of the United States.
Far outpaced the United States. Yeah, that's everything.
Because it's a race. You know, outpaced. You know? Because it's a race of endurance. America just sprinted.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, how they would sprint 400 plus years of free labor, they would outbuy everybody.
Yeah. Everybody use their dollar and shit.
Yeah, everybody use their dollar, so they would outbuy everybody, you know. Outbuy resource, because you need enriched uranium, in order to make nukes. So if you got a lot of money, your currency's been used globally, so you able to buy all those natural resources from those heavily rich countries like Africa, those countries in the Middle East, countries heavy with natural resources. All right, you able to purchase all of that type of stuff, man. You say you have something?
No. Whenever you done.
Yeah, go ahead. I was just saying, so they got outpaced, man.
Yeah.
Pretty much it was a race that it was the hare and the rabbit. Suck it. The turtle and the hare. The hare took off running fast. But the turtle just had a consistent pace, man. America just had that spurt, and they got complacent. That's all I'm saying. And then on the back of the turtle, if you watch the cartoon, on the back of the turtle shell, it said slow but sure. And hey, that's like the Most High.
It's so beautiful.
Hey, it might be moving slow to us, but it's sure. It's surely gonna come.
Though it tarry,
wait for it, because it shall surely come.
I was gonna bring it out too.
That's so beautiful, man. Most High long suffering.
And you know what that means, slow but sure. Think about Think about making a pot of greens with turkey necks. Turkey necks. If you put a pot of greens on that hot stove, man, you have it at a certain temperature. If you have it at a high temperature, you can overcook it. But if you put it in that crock pot, you can leave it in there for days. But it's gonna be slow, but it's gonna surely come out.
You can leave it in there before you go to camp. It'll still be boiling.
How you dry snitching on me? I'm playing with y'all. Yeah, I do. I leave it on there. I leave it on there, man.
You know?
It's kind of like having an open fire pit, man. We ain't talking about no swine on there, though. You know, but you put a nice slide of meat on there. You keep turning. It's slow but sure. Yeah. Now I got this article right here from RT. I'm glad I saved. Russia's $75 trillion in resources, why sanctions are impossible. I'm just going to read a little bit of it. The country with the largest mineral reserves in the world. It said reserve. Stuff ain't even touched. Russia is the second top exporter of water. It's the second top exporter of rare earth minerals. Its natural resources are estimated at tens of trillions of dollars. All right. It has abundant supplies of oil, natural gas, timber, and valuable minerals such as copper, diamonds, lead, zinc, bauxite, nickel, tin, mercury, gold, and silver. Most of these resources are located in Siberia and the Far East. So when I was reading that right now, thinking about it, I want to bring out a precept real quick. If y'all, just bear with me. Because what you were saying earlier, talk about America had like a 400-year start on them. And the reason why is that because the Heavenly Father, he did get Esau on the blessing of his sword and the fatness of the earth. But we know that the Edomites over here come from a certain stock, man, that basically would be like the Manassites and the Gadites who would be the warrior tribe of Israel. That's the Edomites that we're dealing with right now. So nonetheless, though, let me go to Luke chapter 14, verse, I'm going to start at 28. For which of you intending to build a tower, sit down first and count up the cost, whether he has sufficient to finish it. That's happily after he has laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it again to mock him. Now we know that when we use this for putting your hand to the plow and building up. Yeah, you see I'm going right to water. So it's like right now how you doing in ministry. You ain't counting the cost, man. You know, like you got to make yourself a living sacrifice. All right. But nonetheless, this is talking about them going to war with a country that has more resources than them. The more resources you have, you can go out to war. Because if you can't feed your troops or supply them, you won't have any personnel for you to go to war with.
And the big thing for military is fuel.
Yeah. And they have the most abundant source of natural gas and oil.
That's why China moved in on Venezuela. So now they got unlimited shit of fuel to fuel all their military vehicles.
And that's why Russia sent that nuclear bomb over there too, because China and Russia like this. What's going on? How you doing? You good? Oh, you fucking with them? You know, let's go on over there and fuck with them too for a minute. Exactly, spirit. Luke 14 and you go back to 29. Let's happily after he had laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it began to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. Listen, now this is the point I want to get at, though. 31. Or what king going to make war against another king, sitteth not down first and consulted whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000. Okay,
right. And it's beautiful that you use that in comparison because it was like reversal. You use that in comparison to the truth, and then you use it for the comparison as far as
with Russia.
So that worked out. That worked out pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Because what's going on is the Most High always favors the underdog. Just think as a nation of Israel. You know, Deuteronomy 7 chapter, I have not chosen you because you were the most, because you were the few. You know, here, this is all being esteemed as a part of slave, but now I have a quick one about, Most High, he builds up and builds down because of his purpose. I think it's 1 Samuel 2 and 6, but here's Psalm 76, Psalm 75. And
that's a spirit. I was going to grab that. That's crazy.
5.
I was just going to grab that.
Don't worry about it. You be the turtle, he'll be the hair.
The spirit. This is spirit, guys. It's Psalm 75, 5. Lift not up your horn on high. Speak not with a stiff neck. That's
what's the horn?
Come.
What's the horn? I'm asking you.
The power.
The water. That's what it is. Because what's the strength of a lion?
Oh,
And
Let it be his teeth.
His teeth.
It's the strength of like a ram. It'll be his horn.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, Salakia. It goes back to Alexander the Greek, which is that horn in the goat. Going back to Daniel the 8th chapter.
That's the only strength. His horn or something, the ram or something. I believe the exact paraphrasing. But yeah, that's in the power.
Horn is power because it speaks about Yahawah being. It's the scripture that speaks about Yahawah being our horn as well.
And also in Habakkuk, when he speaks about the horn, that it's a beam. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's that ultimate power, man.
Yeah,
that's
that ultimate horn.
Yeah, that concentrated fire. Yeah, that's right. Coming out of those turrets. Yep. That's right. That's that real Iron Man. You know? Straight at you.
Fuck iron though. Yahawah gonna be tungsten.
That's right. That's right. Folding everything.
Psalm 75:5. Lift not up your horn on high, speak not with a stiff neck. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But the Most High is the judge.
That's right.
He putteth down one and setteth up another.
That's in Psalms, brother?
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Dang.
That's that baby.
Yeah, I like that one. That kind of remind me of that Sirach 10.
I got it.
So I'll take it for him.
Apostle BABAL had it today in the video.
It's the spirit. We all the same body, brother.
That's crazy, right? Yeah.
Hey,
We feel bad. We feed off each other, man.
Exactly.
You used it skillfully.
He skillfully added.
We won't. But back into this article here. It says Russia and Chinese research tests development of hypersonic weapons have far outpaced that of the United States. So it's always a race, man. You know, pace.
Yep.
You know, but you gotta pace yourself to win this race because it's a race of endurance. You gotta pace it.
I have to through the spirit.
Wow.
Can you say that one more time? No, you finish up what you got to say.
Right.
I'm gonna back
It
you up.
says Russia and China research tests and development of hypersonic weapons have far outpaced that of the United States. And how? You're supposed to be the greatest, country on the planet. What it is, you just got to place it, man.
Got to place it, and they exhausted all of their expenses. Because whenever you send your troops out, you gotta spend money.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, why do you think you have all this debt? Oh, I'll pay you that. Well, it's time for you to pay us up. They have chemical weapons over there. We got to go in there now. That's what they do, man. They lie to you, and they don't pay off their debt. But see, America doing the same thing that the Romans did. That's how you know Americans roam all over again. Despite the fact you see the columns whenever you go to Washington, D.C., with Abraham Lincoln in there. When you think about the Senate and the House, that goes back to ancient Rome and that government. But you got to look at what they're doing today. They're spreading out. Their forces, their military forces thin, so they don't have any defense here at home.
What the Romans also allow other nations into their army of war.
Exactly.
So if you come here, you're a U.S. citizen, you can sign up and go into the military.
Exactly. Which is why Cletus the Black, who was an Israelite, was also Roman. He was also a part of Alexander the Greek's army. He saved him in the battle, I believe, is at Carcinus, but then he murdered him 6 years later. The quarrel, drunk ass. But anyway, that's not the point. Yeah. The point I want to get at, like, what you were saying, how the pace, it was at a pace, so America's pace is fast about spreading out their army, about basically subjugating other lands, but you forgot about your own land, and that's what left you vulnerable. Despite the fact that you have all your army here, you didn't think about your missile defense system because your pride deceived you. So now look at Russia, but like I say though, even in the ancient times, all the battles was with weaponry that was hand-to-hand combat. And I'm gonna bring this up real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. So if you want to get a layman terms, watch the movie Troy. Watch the movie 300, all right? Those movies show you that men were clashing one another with shields, with arrows, with gunpowder. Men's yelling, they got blood on their face. You know, men's arms ripped off, heads chopped off, and everything like that. Like in the Human 300, when that young man saw his son, he was like, son. And then that dude came on that horse and chopped his head off. He went in straight berserk mode. And as you see all the dudes behind him, they just stood there like, let him do what he got to. He just witnessed his only son getting murdered like that. So that goes right back to Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So that's why America, like, majority of the time, they don't really have troops going into war. They have, like, drones. What Obama said? You got predator drones. You never see them coming. And everybody started laughing. They use a lot of technology and drones to drop bombs in the other countries and to try to subdue them. But you still gonna need a human being, somebody to be there to take over that place that you want, that land that you want.
It's beautiful you said that. That's so beautiful because that's what my ROTC Army instructor told me back in high school.
And you told that to me before.
Yeah, he said you can have the planes, you can have the the missile. He said you can have all that stuff, but he said you need troops to take ground. You know, if you because once you lay that bomb, if you ain't got no troops to go in there and cover that ground, you know, let's say you hit like a military site where their fueling site, right? You drop the little cruise missile on that fueling site and destroyed it, or a little artillery site. You still need men to go in and take ground and to take over that ground. That's how you take over a land. You need boots. You need boots on the ground.
Because war is all about money and natural resources. That's why they're trying to get it up in there. But you can't get it unless you put troops in there. So America, they're at a disadvantage when it comes to this war. Because this war is not going to be like every common war. But this war is going to be, so I can contain to the war that YAHAWASHI wants, which is going to be with fire and brimstone. From the nuclear warheads, man.
So hey, they didn't consider the latter end.
They didn't consider the latter end.
They didn't consider what this war was going to ultimately be about. And that was going to be about nuclear missiles, man. All right? That they didn't consider back to what Amos, it's like Isaiah 9 and 5, 9 and 6, okay? This shall be with burning and fuels of fire, man. Okay? That was it on that?
Oh yeah, that was it.
So I'm going to go back into this article here. It says Russia and Chinese research, tests, and development of hypersonic weapons have far outpaced that of the United States. A Russian hypersonic glide vehicle, known as the Avangard, completed a successful flight test in December, which was last month, in which the weapon purportedly reached 27 times the speed of sound. The Russians also claim this system is now in production and ready to be fielded. The Chinese have been even more aggressive in their pursuit of hypersonic weapons. So here it is, Russia already have the capabilities, but it said Moab, the Chinese, are more have been more aggressive in their pursuit of hypersonic weapons. Okay, so what? This is just another arms race. Okay, it says according to Undersecretary of Defense of Research and Engineering, Dr. Mike Griffin, China has conducted more tests in the past year than the United States has conducted over the past decade.
What? So I can say that one more time?
Listen up. It says, according to Undersecretary of Defense of Research and Engineering, Dr. Mike Griffin, China has conducted more tests in this past year than the United States has conducted over the past decade.
Testing what though?
The missiles.
You have to have tests. That's called trial and error. If you're not testing anything,
He ain't working out.
Yeah, he ain't working out.
Hey, with a Bugs Bunny, you shoot that gun and it's gonna bang and that shit ain't gonna work.
yeah. You shoot the gun and it's yeah. But hey, America fucking with them Acme, the ACME product, you know, and like the balls that Wile E. Coyote used to have and shit. Oh man.
So they not working out. They not practicing.
It's not looking good, bro.
Practice what you preach. For real, man. Yeah,
Strong's meditation. I was just, bro. That's the spirit, bro.
Spirit.
I'm meditating on that. Bro, this is the spirit.
Hey, what it is, you have to progress, man. All right. You have to progress. You have to keep up with these things. That's like, yeah, exactly. That's like these older folks, right? they used to checks and writing checks and handbooks and
Right.
like no, yo, you in order to stay hip in today's society, so you don't get finessed, all right?
Yeah.
You have to progress, man. You have to get hooked on apps. You have to, you know, that's how Esau. That's the way Esau's society works.
You have
man.
to adapt to us.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to adapt to you.
Exactly. In America, they just haven't adapted, man. It's not about boots on the ground. It's not about predator drones. This war, YAHAWASHI is brewing. It's gonna be about missiles, man.
That's right, man.
That's
That's
what
it,
it's
bro.
gonna be about.
And I did a video and an article a couple weeks ago, a few weeks ago, that said that America can't even allow U.S. citizens to be a part of their boots on the ground, their army, because there's 3 reasons. 1, they're obese. 2, they can't even pass the test, the AHBAD. And for 3, a lot of them, for real. And for 3, a lot of them can't even really read or write. So you mean to tell me you're gonna be sitting Joe Dirt out there, Joe Dirt out there? That's why they're allowing women to join the army, because women outnumber men.
Yeah.
You out there cramping up though in the field. Come on, man. I'm just keeping it G. I'm sorry, keeping it spiritual.
Hey,
come on,
hey,
man.
I was just gonna say, hey, some go give.
Something gotta give, bro.
Go give, bro. Man, that was like,
This is the spirit, bro. America is weak, man. America's fuck. They let homosexuals, they let women, anybody in there. It don't matter. It don't matter, man. They don't even care anymore.
It was I was listening to the radio at work today. You know, not to go on subject, but it's two homosexuals, all right, 2 faggots. They're suing their school because they wouldn't allow them to join the all-girls dance team. So they filed a lawsuit against their school. You know?
Yeah.
And then what? This is something that's going to surface. This is something that they're going to talk about. This is something that they're going to push. Because why? They got to get a power over to these homosexuals and to
Abominable creatures is what I call them.
they got to get a power over to it. So this is something that they're going to push, man.
hey, Con,
You know?
yo, that's heavy too. I posted a video of Trump saying he was going to defend the LGBTQ, man. He said he was going to do everything in his power to defend that, man.
First he wanted to win it though.
Right.
But now they're pushing it.
Yeah,
exactly.
They're pushing the envelope now.
That's right.
What you gotta do.
Yeah. Yeah.
How's your wife? How's your daughter? That's how they get you.
Hey, that's so beautiful. You remember that video I was watching with the president? I forgot what the president was, but basically he was speaking about the chariots.
Ronald Reagan?
Yeah, Ronald Reagan. They told him, they said, look, man, you can't speak about that anymore.
Yeah.
Here it is. Your president can't go up there and actually speak about something, and he's supposed to have all evidence. He's supposed to, you know what I mean?
Nah, that's right. Because you're just a puppet.
Con.
You
Yeah, hey,
still have a voice.
Con, and the main point, that's the spirit. Now I just came right, and
Alright.
it came back to me. The purpose of that, the guy said, look, man, he said the CIA is over the president, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
No, you're right.
That's why I say that.
The CIA is the CIA and the military, the CIA and the NASA, they're not even a part of the government. They're separate entities.
Yeah, con.
You know, but the military really run everything because power runs everything.
You got 5-star generals over
5-star generals. I've seen you see it on movies.
Yeah.
Like movies with like these superhero movies like the Hulk and everything. The one girl who was in love with the dude, the Hulk, her father was a 5-star general.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They had when they took his ass, that was my favorite Hulk movie. When they took his ass out there in the desert and they had him in that underground facility, who was there? Her father. He was like the fucking 5-star general. So they have all these little scientists and people doing all these little things. But they have mercenaries and shit like that. You always gotta have some type of power to let them know, yes, you have the brains, but we have the brawn.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about. It's always been that way.
Yeah, you're not gonna go out there and grab a M16.
Prime example. The Rosetta Stone. Like them, they love to talk about Egypt. I didn't go upstairs like you say. But how do you think Esau was able to debunk, or should I say decipher, the hieroglyphics? When Alexander the Greek, going back to Ptolemy, ruling Egypt during that time, They took the scribes and forced them to retranslate what you have. That's why it's called a Rosetta Stone. Today, if you want to learn a different language, what app do you get? What program do you get? Rosetta Stone. That's an actual stone that existed, man. It's always been that way. No matter how smart you are, we gonna always use force against you. Oh, that's what they always do, man. They don't have to be strategic.
Like Quan was saying, hey, that one president, he kept saying, speaking about UFOs, how he gonna come out and to the public and tell them everything that they have on file and just come clean about UFOs, right? And what happened was, like the brother was saying, he went to the CIA. The CIA told him, you can't get access to this stuff. This is above you. You know? This is above you. So like the brother said, the CIA is over the president, man. You know, you can't. And after that, they say he never spoke about UFOs again.
That's it. That was the last.
You don't speak about UFOs.
That's
you know.
The man in black showed up to his front door.
Yeah, that's
what happened.
That's why they off JFK. I remember I did a piece in high school. There's a speech he had where he was going to expose all these things going on. And later, in the 60s, he got off because he was going to tell you.
And he actually tried. He actually was going to get rid of the national debt.
He wanted to get rid of the
Federal Reserve and all of that.
Get the power back to the people.
Yeah, that's what he wanted to do. Yeah, and that's why the CIA took him.
So next time anybody else want to speak about something the government don't want you to speak about, hey, sir, we have a new convertible top here for you. Want you and your wife to ride in the back seat. You're going to give your wife a convertible top ride.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do.
You have to take the whole top off. Because you can
watch the top already, y'all. They're going to take no top off.
On YouTube, you can watch how it's set up. There's certain turns that they can't make, to have like points for sniping and shit like that. It was just set up how the parade was. There was a certain turn you can't make us in these parades, but I mean, it had it to where it got.
So why the fuck you saying it? Because it's a movie with Mark Wahlberg called Shooter. Watch that movie because he was actually a sniper. He was a well-renowned sniper that was retired and everything. They called him in to help them figure out if somebody was to snipe a president from a certain country, how would they do it? But they set him up as if he was the sniper, and they ended up hitting him. That's what they know, like you said, they know the certain points, but they set him up to get murked, JFK. Right. That's kind of scared.
That's a W.
Going back into this article here, it says, alright, it says, more tests in the past year the United States have conducted over the past decade. And it has achieved an initial operating capability with these weapons. The United States, on the other hand, currently has no such capability. The stark reality is that our current missile defense systems, as well as our operational mindset, are simply incapable versus this threat.
Incapable versus this threat. There's no way around your capabilities of accessing a defense system to combat these hypersonic missiles. Right? There is nothing that you can come up with, right, to combat these missiles.
That's the Most High.
Yeah,
they doing to the Most High.
That's the spirit. Go ahead and get that in Revelation.
And none of those missiles are going to be intercepted. Not one.
That's right. Yep, that's right.
Not one,
not
bro.
One, bro.
Every missile that's shot out here is going to get hit. They're not going to be able to intercept not one, bro.
Yeah, we're going to get that. This is real quick. Because the brother just spoke on it. Revelation 9:15. Start 15.
Start 15. All right, this is Revelation 9 and 15. And the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the third part of men. Go back.
Yeah, come on, you take this.
All right, this is Revelation 9. It's Revelation 9:15. And the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the third part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000.
Yeah, come on, 200,000. Is that talking about physical horsemen? No. We're talking about the missiles, man. Just go all the way back to Isaiah 54:16. All right? We're talking about 200 million missiles, man. And like the brother said, they all shall hit their target. So you know what? We can get right to the point on Joel too. Yeah. And I think like 7, yeah. Real quick. Let's break that links.
Come. Yes, it's Joel 2:7. They shall run like mighty men.
Yeah, kind of. And through the spirit, a precept up or a precept down, I think it say a horseman as well. All right, so this is where you're going to get the horseman from, and that was in the book of Revelations. All right, key word, reveal. All right, so we're revealing you what Joel seen, the vision that Joel seen. All right, hey, Shalom, YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem, L'chapadash.
Shalom.
Go ahead.
They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war.
Yeah, kind of. That's not talking about physically doing these attributes, man. That's talking about spiritually the missiles going over your missile defense system. All right, with the spirit of YAHAWASHI, all right, on it, so that it cannot be infiltrated, man.
Because America is known as the unwalled
Yep.
Village.
Ezekiel 30, just like
Bring it out, brother, through the spirit. So those, you know, who
That's why.
to them that are rest.
No, you go ahead, brother.
Oh no, that's about Trump talking about building that wall. It's spiritual, you know. When you think
Okay.
of it. Come.
And I swear, I never forget that day you told me. I was like, yeah, Trump trying to build this wall to keep people out. And you said it so subtly. You said, I mean, he's trying to keep people in.
And there was an article I seen how it was like record numbers of United States Americans that want out of America permanently. And yeah, and it made me think, you know, once all these stuff starts happening, you know, the economy starts falling, we think people want to do? They want to leave the country. Trump's like, no, man, y'all gonna keep in this bitch. Y'all not going nowhere. That's why it comes that martial law stuff. You know, we're gonna shut this whole shit down for real.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, Ezekiel 38:11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls.
They are at rest, that virgin daughter of Babylon. A virgin is a woman that has not been defiled, or in layman terms, fucked over.
All this thing walking, I'm going to tell you.
I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls. You know, and during the ancient time, the wall was what protected you against outside threats. Hey, you know the little what is called you know how you put like a big rock on it and you cut the string and then it catapults it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know,
Yeah.
ancient times, yo, that wall would protect you from any of those, you know, type of threats, man.
But see,
You know?
so what are we called? We call watchmen. We stand upon our watch. In the watchtower, because the brother GMS News Amal, if you look at his icon, you have a tower that got the staircase that's going up. How else can you see the enemy coming? If you have a high walls for defense, you got to stand above the walls to see him coming.
Yep.
We're the watchmen.
And those walls today will be a missile defense system.
Exactly.
Right? And as you can see, America's missile defense system is completely trash, man.
Absolutely.
You know?
It's not even recycling.
Yeah, it can't protect it. So this is that land without walls. To them that are at rest, to them that dwell safely, man. All right, you know. Hey, how they dwell safely? Anything pop off, you know, you got the police there. Before let's say Russia starts to fly a plane anywhere close to the United States, the Coast Guard, the Air Force is right there to meet them and tell them, hey, you are in U.S. airspace. You know, you have a certain amount of time to respond, or we'll shoot you down. You know, they dwell safely.
Now
you know?
With that being said, that plane's now going at hypersonic speed.
Exactly.
Now, with something coming at you with a hypersonic speed, I don't care how many jets you put out there. I don't care how many fighter jets, F-22s, F-18s, Raptor stuff bombers. Your ass is grass. And that's what, that missile's going to be the lawnmower.
And how they dwell safely? Let such things happen over in Syria. You got right now Israel, they can go conduct a military drill or mission in Syria. They can go over there and bomb the shit out of anything they want and then fly back to Israel like nothing. They could just go in people's airspace. Israel, America, yeah. They can just go over to Syria right now if they want to. Like right now, them being in Syria, they didn't get permission to do that.
They illegally.
Yeah, they're illegally. So with that being said, nobody can do that to America. So that's them that dwell safely.
You know why?
They dwell safely over here, man.
Because going back during the time of the Greeks, Alexander the Greek, he ruled the known world. But now Esau predominantly, they now rule the free world, the Western Hemisphere. It's mainly only Israelites over here, and Esau ruling. fuck it, let's go get the other side of the earth. Because that's their blessing. In fact, it's of the earth. So they can go over there and set up bases and everything. But see, they didn't like that though, that Venezuela dealing with China and Russia now. They didn't like that with the Cuba Missile Crisis when Russia was, they didn't like that.
It's in your backyard.
Exactly. They in your back motherfucking yard.
How is it in your backyard? Because they call Puerto Rico America's backyard. So if you got Russia in Cuba, or you got Russia and Venezuela, yo, that's in America's backyard. So they upset about that.
I don't like that.
You know?
So but be in your backyard.
Kind of. But that's Ezekiel 30:11. I'll just read all the way through again. It says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. You know, open. And America is open, accessible.
Well, hold on. What the scripture say about a woman without a man? That's a woman without a head. The head would be a defense. America is the virgin daughter of Babylon. That great whore has no head out there.
Yep.
Slept with animals.
That was really good. I mean, so
I'll just read it. This is Joel 2:7. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war.
Yeah, kind of. Let's go right back to the article just to bring up that clarification. Right, in the article, they're going to point out on how their missile defense systems have no effect on the hypersonic missiles. Why? Because the spirit of student size of these missiles.
And they shall march every one on his ways.
Yeah, come. That's those being shot on those silos. Right?
And they shall not break their ranks.
Yeah, come. Because why? The Most High Yahawah is going to be, he's going to guide these missiles. This is the determination of the Lord to destroy America, making it that naked fire. All right. So you know, anybody got something to say? It's good.
Oh, I got a picture.
Yeah, that's cool. And then we can just go out how
it's everything in the scripture heavy, but it's just Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in them, but the just shall live by his faith. All we have is faith, man.
Yeah, so with that, Lord's voice was edifying to the house of David. We want to give all praises, honor, and glory
to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, L'chakadosh.
All right, the Wadi Yahawashi, Yahawashi, for leaving us up again, all right, for leaving us up again to do another beautiful live session and live show through the spirit. And hey, with that, man, you want to say that. Shalom.
Shalom, salvation. Shalom, brother.
Shalom.